put together a brief explainer on how Moscow and Russian state media responded to the US operation in Venezuela and what this response reveals about the Kremlin's own strategy. Let's start with the official response. Russia's foreign ministry called the US action, quote, an act of armed aggression against a sovereign state, expressed solidarity with Venezuela, and demanded the release of Nicolas Maduro. Former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev, a popular blogger, reacted with sarcasm, writing that this could be, quote, another step toward the Nobel Peace Prize for Donald Trump, and then pointedly reminded everyone that Russia does have nuclear weapons. Senator Konstantin Kosachev added that Venezuela poses no threat to the United States, neither militarily nor in terms of drug trafficking, suggesting the operation had no legitimate justification. Now, let's go to state-aligned popular media, where the tone becomes far more emotional. Moskovsky Komsomolets, a popular mass circulation newspaper, ran headlines like U.S. Special Forces kidnapped Maduro and abducted for execution. Komsomolskaya Pravda, a tabloid-style paper with a huge audience, wrote, the U.S. seized Maduro and took him away. Argumenty Fakte, one of Russia's best-known weeklies, called it, quote, Trump's operation of intimidation. Other newspapers and online media frequently used phrases such as armed aggression and invasion. On television, the framing is even sharper. NTV, a major federal TV channel, ran a piece titled Trump has erased his image as a peacemaker. According to their report, U.S. forces, quote, bombed military and some civilian targets in Caracas. Then special forces seized the legally elected president of a sovereign state, end of quote. The broadcast emphasized that, in their view, Trump's long-cultivated reputation as a global peacemaker has been completely neutralized, zeroed out by these actions. Notice the verbs that dominate across platforms: kidnapped, seized, attacked. This language doesn't describe a legal procedure. It builds an image of banditry, not law enforcement acting. And yes, it's worth noting Trump's actions are criticized by many outside Russia as well, which makes this framing easier for the Kremlin to exploit. Now, the key point, what we're seeing is deliberate rhetorical mirroring. The Kremlin is using the same vocabulary long applied to Russia's war against Ukraine: invasion, armed aggression, violation of sovereignty, but now directing it at the United States. This isn't about Venezuela. It's about Russia's need to normalize its own actions by saying, everyone does this. The rules don't exist. Force is universal. Some experts say that Trump scared Putin, but instead of showing fear or restraint, Moscow is using this moment to reinforce its narrative that international law is selective and aggression is relative. In short, Venezuela becomes a talking point, a mirror, and a justification. The question is not whether the mirror convinces the West, it's whether it convinces Russian society and helps the Kremlin keep moving forward without changing course.